What if the most powerful hero in the world wasn't born with greatness, but stumbled into it by accident? What if, behind the mask of Spider-Man, was just a lonely, awkward kid from Queens who never thought he mattered? This isn't just the story of a superhero. It's the story of Peter Parker, a boy who lost everything, but still found a reason to fight for everyone. And trust me, by the time we reach the end, you'll see Peter in a way you've never imagined. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe, because this journey is about to take you into the heart of one of the most unforgettable lives ever lived. Peter Parker entered the world without parents to hold him. Richard and Mary Parker, spies, mysterious, and forever gone from his life before he even understood their faces. He was left in the care of his Aunt May and Uncle Ben, two ordinary people trying to raise a boy in an unforgiving city. But Peter wasn't ordinary. He was small, quiet, book-smart, the kind of kid bullies love to torment, and yet his eyes sparkled with curiosity. He built little gadgets from scraps. He asked questions teachers couldn't answer. Hidden gem number 1. Peter Parker once built a fully functioning computer from discarded parts before he even turned 10. But even with all that brilliance, what he craved most was belonging. Then came the moment that split his life in two. A school field trip, a bite. One ordinary spider, laced with radiation, sank its fangs into his skin. That night, his body rebelled, muscles burned, his head pounded, his fingers clung to walls as if gravity itself had let him go. By morning, Peter Parker wasn't just Peter anymore. He was something new, something terrifying. And at first, he used it selfishly, to win wrestling matches, to earn quick cash, because who wouldn't? But then came the night that would haunt him forever. Peter could have stopped a thief. He didn't. He thought, not my problem. Hours later, Uncle Ben lay bleeding on the sidewalk, shot by the very man Peter had let slip away. The words carved into his soul that night, "With great power comes great responsibility." It wasn't just advice. It was a curse, a promise, a destiny. From that moment on, Peter Parker wasn't just a boy. He was Spider-Man. Living two lives is harder than anyone thinks. By day, Peter was a broke student, juggling homework, part-time jobs, and rent. By night, he swung through New York, fighting villains that looked like nightmares pulled from the shadows. Green Goblin, Dr. Octopus, Sandman, Venom. Each one stronger, each one hungrier to destroy him. And yet Peter fought on, not for glory, but because he couldn't let anyone else lose what he had lost. Hidden gem number 2. Peter once defeated the X-Men in battle, completely by accident while just trying to get away. But victories came at a cost. Broken bones, lost friendships, sleepless nights, and above all, the constant ache of loneliness. Peter found love more than once. Gwen Stacy, the brilliant, kind, tragic love of his youth. She died in his arms, snapped away by fate, in a battle he could never forgive himself for. It was the kind of wound no hero could heal. Later came Mary Jane Watson, fiery, fearless, refusing to let him drown in guilt. She saw the boy under the mask, and for a while gave him a reason to smile. But loving Spider-Man was never easy. Every kiss came with danger. Every goodbye could be the last. Hidden gem number 3. Peter once proposed to Mary Jane on top of the Empire State Building while still in his Spider-Man suit. Spider-Man became more than a vigilante. He became a symbol. Through battles with the Avengers, through civil wars among heroes, through alien invasions and multiversal chaos, Peter stood his ground. Not because he was the strongest, not because he was the fastest, but because he was the most human. He was the kid who never stopped getting back up. Hidden gem number 4. At one point, Peter literally lifted the weight of an entire collapsing building on his shoulders while still whispering his Aunt May's name for strength. But for every triumph, the shadows followed. He lost jobs. He lost homes. He lost people he loved. And still, he rose again. What makes Peter Parker unforgettable isn't the mask. It's the man. The boy who was bullied became the mentor of new heroes. The orphan who grew up in Queens became a father figure for Miles Morales, showing him what responsibility truly means. The kid who once thought he didn't matter became the man who carried universes on his back. Hidden gem number 5. In one future timeline, Peter Parker actually became the President of the United States. Imagine that, Spider-Man in the Oval Office. Today, Peter Parker's story stretches across realities. In comics, in films, in games, in the hearts of millions who see themselves in him. Because Peter Parker was never about being perfect. He was about failing and still trying again. He was about losing and still loving again. He was about fear and still choosing courage. And maybe that's why Spider-Man isn't just a hero. He's a mirror, showing us that even the smallest person can carry the heaviest responsibility. Peter Parker's story isn't finished. It never will be. Because every time someone chooses to do the right thing, even when it's hard, a little piece of Spider-Man lives on. So when life knocks you down, remember this. Heroes aren't born, they're made, choice by choice, sacrifice by sacrifice. And if Peter Parker, the awkward, lonely kid from Queens, could rise to become the world's greatest hero, then maybe, just maybe, so can you. If this journey inspired you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because more incredible life stories are on the way. And until next time, remember, with great power comes great responsibility.